Call this meeting of the Fremont County Board of County Commissioners to order. And for the millions that are watching online this morning, we are starting just a little bit behind schedule, but right on time. We have some very special guests in our audience, as you will see here very shortly, and why they are here, and then a little bit of explanation a little bit later. But let's begin this morning. Let's all rise, and we'll begin with our invocation, followed by our Pledge of Allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we come before you with gratitude. We come to you today seeking your wisdom, guidance, and support in the decision-making for this county and the common good. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion, guide this governing body in decisions and discussions as they may honor you and serve our shared goals. We are grateful for the opportunity to serve and make decisions that will benefit our county. We ask that your will be done in all that we do. We pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. And thank our County Coroner, Randy Keller, for giving our invocation today. Let's stand back up, because the reason that we have such a wonderful crowd is that they are going to help us with our Pledge of Allegiance today, and the flag is right there. So all of our McKinley Elementary kids, lead us in the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great job.
Mr. Chair, I do believe that's the best Pledge of Allegiance that's ever been heard in this room.
I would agree.
Thank you,
I would
guys.
agree. Thank you for being here. Great to have our kids, I think, fourth and fifth graders? Fourth and fifth graders from McKinley Elementary to help us with our Pledge of Allegiance this morning. So welcome, everybody. We are going to go ahead and roll right on into business, and I'm going to leave some of the details of what they're doing here this morning to the clerk when he gets to his report. Absolutely. From this moment forward, we'll just roll on with our agenda. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham.
Here.
Commissioner Bell.
Present.
County Attorney Bellis.
Present.
County Administrator Carochi.
Present.
Planning and Zoning Director Victoria.
Present.
Approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I am unaware of any changes we need to make to today's agenda. I move to approve as presented.
Second. Roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And just a note, our third is not here with us this morning. He is on
It's on an airplane.
he's on an airplane heading somewhere, but taking care of business for the county and representing us in other places today.
On a national level.
On
this
a
week,
national
yes,
level.
for the rest of this week.
We do appreciate the work that he does doing that. Next item on our agenda is our consent agenda, and just a couple items of note. Ratifying the chairman's signature on a couple of land lease and lease extensions out at the airport. Approval of the bills and minutes, and there are no public hearings being scheduled.
With that, Mr. Chair, I move to approve today's consent agenda.
Second. Roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And now, moving on to our administrative and informational portion of our meeting, we will begin with our sales and use tax report by our Budget and Finance Officer, Sean Sutton.
Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Commissioners, all the little ones here, I guess not so little, fourth and fifth graders. Thanks for coming today. So I'll get started with the retail sales tax and auto use sales tax report for the months of February 2025 and March 2025. Retail sales tax for the county totaled $574,848 for February 2025, which was $91,533 less than 2024. Year-to-date collections, we sit at $1,225,000 $501, which is $126,094 less than 2024. And we're tracking a little bit behind budget by $174,499. In the discussion that we've had over the last month or so, weeks, it just appears that while we're tracking slightly behind, just remember the warmer months, obviously, the retail sales tax should pick up. In addition to that, we budgeted pretty conservatively again this year. There was a lot of factors that we took into consideration this year. So overall, our budget for this portion is $8.4 million, which is tracking pretty well along where we are at historically between 2021 and 2022 on the chart here. So I could continue to speak, but if the commissioners wanted to make any comments at this time, I'd also leave it up.
Well, just another reminder, we've talked about this multiple times, but it probably never hurts to mention it again. Nothing to be completely alarmed about on the two negative numbers there on the bottom right, just because of how we do budget and how we have, budgeted to the conservative amount to begin with. The budget deficit on the far bottom right is because that is taking just into account a budget divided by 12.
Correct.
And not how things increase over the summer months. And so we'll see that probably, hopefully, even out once we get into July through September months. So appreciate that, sir. Anything?
Yeah, I would just also mention, not completely unexpected.
Correct.
We've been talking since at least 2020 that one of these days that bubble is going to burst and things are going to start coming down. And so we have all these years, we continue budgeting very conservatively. We appreciate your willingness as our finance officer to help us do that, as long as all of our other elected officials, department heads, everyone else here at the county, we know that times fluctuate, and some are good, some are not so good, and we've kind of been expecting this, so I think we'll be okay. We're going to deal with it. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned the other elected officials, because all of our department heads and our elected officials, we've been talking about this all together for quite a while, and looking at this point in time where we may have to tighten our belts, and it's here. So we're always cognizant of some potential tough times ahead, and we got a good team working on this, so thank you to all of them and to you, sir. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah. Thanks for all the input. That's appreciated. So the next report is the auto use sales tax. This is for the month of March 2025, which totaled $114,005. This is $2,587 more than 2024. Year-to-date, we sit at $326,559, which is $27,602 less than 2025. But we are ahead of budget by $7,809. Next is the lodging report for February 2025. Total collections were $9,050. This is $8,945 more than 2024. Year-to-date, we sit at $10,470, which is $8,101 more than 2024, and then behind budget by $46,197. For those of you in the room today and the millions online, this is a quarterly collection, so just, again, no alarms or bells going off in this particular section either. As you see, March will be a quarterly collection and be a kind of a good start to review next month.
And we'll definitely see kind of where we're at.
Yeah, a little bit better.
A little bit better after we get the March numbers in, so.
Yeah, well said. Sheriff retail sales tax collection, February 2025 totaled $383,232. This is $61,022 less than 2024. Year-to-date collections are $817,000, which is $84,063 less than 2024, and again, tracking behind budget by $174,667. The last report this morning is again for Sheriff, auto use sales tax collection for the month of March. Totaled $76,004. This is $1,725 more than 2024. We sit at annual collections at $217,706, which is $18,402 less than 2024, but ahead of budget by $8,956. So overall, kind of a slow start to the year, but again, as Commissioner Bell indicated, something that we budgeted for this year. Any
Okay.
other questions or comments?
One more quick comment. I just wanted to say thank you to you, Sean, for coming to a workshop a couple of weeks ago and notifying the commissioners that this trend is happening.
Yep.
He didn't want to surprise us at a board meeting. That's not a very good look for a department head to stand in front of us with the commissioners all having our jaws hitting the floor and saying, I'm sorry, what? And so I just really did appreciate you coming and kind of preparing us and letting us take a look and understand what's really happening here. And the fact is, the sky is not falling. We are prepared for it. So thank you for that.
You bet.
And ditto on that. But, you know, to that same point, we have been talking about this since August, September.
Yeah.
About, and honestly, I know you and I have had discussions kind of offline, even going back a couple years about this,
Correct.
this coming, and then we start seeing those trends happening that we've been talking about when we were in the middle of our budget season last year. So either way, not surprised. You know, you kind of hope for the alternative story once, you know, we've gotten ourselves used to the idea that we're going to have decreasing revenues. You hope it doesn't turn out that way, but here we are. So we'll keep an eye on it, and thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sean.
Next item on our agenda is the county clerk's monthly report. Clerk Grantham.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The total motor vehicle fees, sales tax, and recording fees collected for March of this year were $1,433,735.24. Of that, Fremont County's portion for disbursement is $758,844.47, which is 53% of the total fees, and is $14,825.81 more than last March. Today, and year-to-date, our office is up $77,202.57 from last year. Now, I will note that the finance officer and I have multiple discussions weekly now because of the trending, but we don't normally give our reports together. And so when we see my collections are high, you have to understand that motor vehicle does collections for the city of Florence, the city of Canyon City, and the state of Colorado on top of the county. So when we collect money, we're collecting money for other entities, and then we disperse that out. And then on top of that, Fremont County's portion for disbursement also includes taxes that are distributed to all the special districts and all the municipalities as well with the specific ownership tax. So although my office collections are high, that doesn't mean we keep anywhere near that money there. So when you see those small increases from the sales tax, auto use sales tax, stuff like that, that is not a direct reflection on money that's coming from my office. It's what's left that's coming from my office. So I will have to note that because we don't normally give our reports together, and it can be a little skewed and looks skewed, but it's truly not. We do work for every entity in the county, and then the county only gets a little bit of what DMV collects.
Thank you for that explanation. Easy enough for even a commissioner to understand.
I try.
Anything else?
Do you want to accept the report and then I go forward?
Yeah,
or-
let's do that.
Okay. Just with the note that, yes, this fund seems to me to be the most volatile that we have here in Fremont County, depending on who's buying, who's selling, and who is buying in volume with some of those big transfers with companies that we've had in the past. So,
Absolutely.
with that, Mr. Chair, I move to accept the county clerk's monthly report for the month of March 2025.
Second. Roll call.
Commissioner Bell,
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham,
Aye.
motion carries. So
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So a few months ago, Mr. Miller and I had started a conversation about having a tour at the county building with the fourth grade students. And I've been trying to do a lot more outreach, including local government education, because honestly, who doesn't want to know more about local government? So we start these conversations, and it kind of just blossomed into a whole ordeal of a field trip coming here with 4th and 5th grade kids.
That's not an ordeal.
Absolutely. It's an amazing experience.
Okay, that's better.
Have an opportunity to educate.
Your words matter, Mr.
Yes, it does.
Grantham.
Yes, it does. And an amazing opportunity to educate students from our local school system on county government, local government, and the departments in between, because they tend to be missed or overshadowed until you absolutely need them. So I thought it was great that he reached out, and so we incorporated almost every department that we can that's here in the county building and over in the Garden Park building. I delivered ballots so that they could have an experience of voting as well, and also Cipher Tree Farms has donated 2 trees so that we can plant them for the county as well as dedication to the graduating class of 2032 and 2033, which are these 4th and 5th grade students here. So we're trying to make a day to remember. And so you'll learn a little bit about government, and, you know, just to be, we're excited to have you. We truly are. So we have the 4th and 5th grade students from McKinley here, and we are, and I think I can speak for everybody, excited to have you here. So,
Awesome.
thank you.
Well, again, welcome everybody. Glad to have you all here. Why don't we, actually, why don't we go ahead and do Tony's report? And then we're gonna do a picture with you guys, okay? Sounds good. Now we turn to our county administrator, Mr. Tony Carochi.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioner Bell.
Good morning.
So I'll start with job opportunities that are posted in Fremont County. So in our Department of Transportation department, we have a heavy equipment operator position that closes tomorrow, April 23rd at 2 p.m. Our Fremont County Department of Human Services, we have a social caseworker position that closes April the 29th at 2 p.m. And in our Fremont County Department of Public Health, we have a registered nurse position that is posted that closes April the 28th. So for more information about employment opportunities with Fremont County, please visit our county website at fremontcountyco.gov, or you can call our HR department, our Human Resources Department at 719-276-7409. Just a reminder that Fremont County government is sponsoring the annual Fremont County Cleanup Campaign, which will run from April 7th through May the 16th. The Fremont County Department of Public Health is partnering with Twin Enviro, Apex Waste Solutions, which is the old Phantom Canyon landfill, located at 2500 Fremont County Road 67 in Penrose. A limited number of free vouchers are being issued from the Fremont County Department of Public Health, which is located across the street. They're all sold out?
They're all gone.
Oh,
They're all
I didn't know
given
that.
away because we don't charge for those.
Yes, we sold them for $0, but there you go.
Well, that would have been nice to know before I started reading. Well, anyway, we can work through that, because maybe we can have a few more vouchers. Anyway, Public Health is the department is located across the street in our Garden Park building. And it's available to Fremont County residents who reside outside the city limits. Only one voucher per household with a valid state driver's license, and they're open Monday through Thursday. Twin Enviro is from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and the landfill closes for high winds, so please call ahead if you choose to go out there. Again, if you have any questions regarding the trash vouchers, or if you want to see if we still have any, please call the Public Health Department at 719-276-7450. The Fremont County Board of County Commissioners, sitting as the Board of Human Services, which is our Department of Human Services, is very pleased to announce the selection of Tanya Sutton as our Fremont County Executive Director for the Department of Human Services. Following the previous director's decision to step down, her selection follows a brief but intensive search that included 8 applicants and 4 interviews. Ms. Sutton has been employed by the Department of Human Services for over 18 years in various supervisory and administrative positions, last serving as the Family Services Program Administrator. She assumes her new duties on Monday, next Monday, April the 28th, and will report directly to the Board of Human Services. Until that time, your good-looking, funny county administrator, Tony Carochi, will continue serving as the acting director at Department of Human Services.
When is he getting here?
We look forward to her continued service to this board and to DHS and to Fremont County as a whole. Please help us congratulate Tanya in her new capacity. And I believe Tanya is here. If
She is here.
She is here.
you would like to acknowledge her.
She's hiding back there. Please, Tanya, would you stand and just be recognized? We'll probably have some more comments and congratulations for you. But thank you for applying and stepping up, and we are excited to have you in this role. So.
And finally, Department of Human Services will be closed all day for business this Thursday, April the 24th, to allow staff to participate in their quarterly professional development day. They will reopen on Friday, April the 25th at 7:30 p.m. for normal operations. And that's
Okay.
all I have today, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. Any comments or questions for the administrator?
No questions, I guess. I'll be hitting on a couple of other things here in just a little bit, but I just did also want to chime in with congratulations to Tanya Sutton. She's going to be a breath of fresh air, I believe. And yeah, we like when we are able to promote from within. And Tanya has spent her career in DHS here in Fremont County. We're very proud of that fact. And we think that we see a very long future with her here as well. So congratulations.
Okay, so before we go on into our reports, I think what we want to do is get a picture with all of you. And we have a certificate to present also to the school for your time here. And so what we're going to do, Tony Carochi is going to take a picture from...
Good-looking, funny
funny,
county
good-looking
administrator.
County administrator, Tony Carochi. Whenever he arrives, we'll take a picture. Do you want to do it from up here, Tony?
That's what I was asking, is if you knew he was going to be up here. Clearly not. Okay.
So, what we're going to do, just to make sure we get everybody bunched up close to in the right place, let's
So
have
yeah, they're
you
going to come over here. So
come up and go over
probably-
here
Yeah, so we're going to get you on this.
to this side, and the kids back there can kind of probably just fill in the aisle right here. So come on up, stand, 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 stand. And just come and you can kneel in the aisle right there. Just no, back right there.
Oh, good. I can't complain.
Good. Yeah, if you guys want to slide over this way.
Justin.
So you don't have to get in the photos, you just take it? I just take it. That's it's easier duty, huh? Yeah, well, you don't want me breaking it.
But wait. Hey, Justin, can you move that? Much better.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Everybody see the cameras up there? Yeah! Now, everybody look that way.
Hang on. Hold on.
Hold on.
Okay, we're going to have you guys hold this. So let's get, there you go. All right.
All right, who's gonna?
Who's taking first?
All right.
Okay. Y'all photograph beautifully.
We're gonna be.
It's always fun to have kids in the building.
That's just not me.
And you know, like everywhere else, the day after they start.
Serious damage inflicted. No.
Yeah, it's such a challenge. I feel sorry for everyone.
I do too. Wow.
It's quiet.
Now, the rest of our meeting is going to be very boring by comparison.
Well, that was fun.
Yes.
I was just thinking, I see Bob Gardner back here, and Senator Gardner, one of my colleagues from the state senate. And welcome, sir. I'm sure you'll be having something to say, or Justin here shortly, but it reminded me of times up in the legislature and being able to host different groups from around each of our individual districts. And in particular, I was thinking about our 4-H groups that would have 4-H Day at the Capitol, and they'd fill the gallery, and many other occasions where we got to introduce folks or have special guests on the floor for prayer or for Pledge of Allegiance. And so a little reminiscing on my part, seeing you here and having the kids here. So welcome, sir, and welcome everybody. Now, I'm not going to force all of you to have to sit together anymore. But I will tell you, if you get up and move to the other side at this point, it's going to look kind of funny. You guys can sit wherever you want. Thank you for accommodating us both in the space and time here with all the kids. And so we will continue on with our agenda. At this point, it's our turn. So
It is our turn. Yes. And yes,
Commissioner Bell.
thank you. I do have a couple of things I would like to mention. First, we're going to just kind of go switch up a little bit. The attitude might shift, but then we'll get happier again, I promise. But I would like to take just a moment to recognize that many of our friends around the world right now are mourning the loss of their spiritual leader, Pope Francis, who died early Monday morning. He was the leader of 1.4 billion Catholics around the world, including more than 50 million here in the United States. Pope Francis was known for his themes of hope, faith, and compassion. And whether you are Catholic or not, whether you are a believer or not, Pope Francis had words of wisdom, I think, that are very relevant for today's world. So I chose some of my favorite quotes of his. Those include, "Let us pray for peace, peace in the world and in each of our hearts. A little bit of mercy makes the world less cold and more just. Holiness doesn't mean doing extraordinary things, but doing ordinary things with love and with faith." And my personal favorite, "Let us not be satisfied with a mediocre life." So I just wanted to say this morning, rest in peace, Pope Francis. Okay, lightening it up a little bit, Mr. Chair. I also wanted to mention, we have been talking about Wholesome Tire Day a few times up here because it typically goes hand in hand with the county cleanup campaign, as well as the Florence cleanup campaign and the Canyon City cleanup campaign. We finally have a date, and so we have become kind of the arbiters of that date. Everyone has been asking and asking. We have the information. So Saturday, May 10th is your day. For all of you who have extra tires here in Fremont County, we appreciate you not throwing those tires into the county borrow ditches. By the county wayside, We don't have staff that should be picking up and cleaning those up. You can take 15 tires per resident to Wholesome out in Portland on Saturday, May 10th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. That is located at, on State Highway 120. Only clean passenger tires, no rims, no tractor, loader, semi-truck tires will be accepted. This is the only day, the only time, and the only location that tires can be dropped off. And for more information, please call 719-288-1443. So thank you, Wholesome, for continuing to be our partners in cleanliness here in Fremont County. The only other thing I wanted to mention, Mr. Chair, is Blossom Festival is coming.
Yes.
This is our last meeting before that's going to happen, so I wanted to mention that this morning. It is a week from Saturday. A lot of events happening. Probably the premier event that everyone is familiar with is the parade that will happen on Saturday, May the 3rd, 1 o'clock, downtown Canyon City. Be there or be square, I think is how the saying goes. So we will see you. We will be in that parade, so.
And that
All right.
entire schedule is easy to find online.
Absolutely.
For all the events that are happening, and so please avail yourself of that information and find something to participate in, because it's going to be a great Blossom Festival this year.
Many things
So,
happening.
Yes,
All
many,
right.
many things.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And thank you for mentioning the news on Pope Francis. Since Commissioner McFall is not here, I will mention the wonderful moisture that we've had, the much-needed moisture that we had over the last several days. It took all of about an hour for all of that to melt at my place, and it was short-lived, but very good and necessary that we have that. Also, because Commissioner McFall is not here, I will probably also try to channel him a little bit here and say there is still fire danger out there despite this nice wet snow. So please be careful with any fires that you may start. Please be very cautious given the overall dryness and of all the fuel that is still out there. Please be very careful. The only other thing I will mention is we are getting close to the end of the legislative session. That will happen on May 7th or 8th is day 120. I can't remember the exact date. But it's right around there, the end of the first week, that Wednesday of May. There are too many things to mention, all the bad things that occur in the legislative session, especially in regard to local control and how it affects local government, be it municipalities or be it counties or other special districts. A lot of times our comments here focus on one particular thing, and that is the Second Amendment. It's something that affects all of our citizens regardless of our ties to directly or indirectly to local government. It's one of these things that affects all of us in our constitutional rights. This session has not been friendly to our Second Amendment rights. Senate Bill 3 is easily the most visible, the most well-known for what has been happening in the legislature. That has been signed, that has become law. There will be an implementation period for this when it comes to how our local governments, how our county sheriffs across the state will work to implement this, how much it will cost us on the county level. We were just talking with Mr. Sutton up here about our declining revenues, that those declining revenues are happening for the sheriff as well, because it's based off the same sales that all of our sales taxes are. And the implementation of this new program is this permit to purchase firearms is going to be expensive. It's going to be burdensome when it comes to time on behalf of the employees at the Sheriff's Department. It's effectively a gun owner registry For those that are buying new guns that are defined, sort of, in this bill, this is a problem. There will be legal challenges, and hopefully those will be successful. I think they have a good chance of being successful. But in the meantime, we have to plan as if they won't be successful. And so we are looking at that, and we'll be working with the sheriff on what that looks like for Fremont County, as will all the counties across the state. Another one that got no press, or very little press, was House Bill 1133, requirements for sale of ammunition. This is an onerous requirement on retailers such as Shields, Cabela's, Bass Pro, and your local gun store owner who has ammunition on the shelf. All of that will be required to basically be behind the counter at this point, after that was signed into law last Friday by Governor Polis. There's also additional gun show requirements also that will honestly have zero effect on any safety. All of these are generally really, feel good, because we're doing something about guns when actually it does nothing to enhance safety when it comes to gun violence. There are several others. There is one in particular that I should mention because it's interesting. It is still going through the process, but it is House Bill 1062, and it's the penalty for theft of firearms. It actually increases the penalty for theft in firearms. This is not a bad thing. This is probably the one good bill that they are doing when it comes to the Second Amendment rights. Because I think for law-abiding gun owners, those that are not law-abiding, penalties should be stiff and severe for those who break the law when it comes to theft of firearms, and increasing those penalties and de-incentivizing the theft of those is a good thing. And so need to pay attention to House Bill 1062 as it makes its way through the process. In any case, this is not a good year for Second Amendment rights in the Colorado legislature for the 6th year in a row. So, bad news all around, but good news is there's not very many days left in the session. Amen, Senator Gardner? So with that, I will conclude my remarks. Any other business to be talked about from folks up here? Okay.
Mr. Chair, I
Yes,
did get clarification on the trash vouchers. We still have 4 remaining.
4.
4.
So hurry on down.
So hurry on down.
And just to follow up on, on our electronics recycling, we talked about it a little bit last time, but man alive, that was successful. And we're kind of bantering around how we might be able to repeat that sometime soon.
Yes, I believe they're looking at maybe the first week in October, somewhere around there, end of September, 1st of October, to do another one.
That'd be great because, I think most of us actually took stuff down too. And boy, the lines were huge, basically going around it's hard to describe. The lines were long. But even then, I was joking. I actually went home that afternoon and realized I forgot stuff. There was still more stuff in my house that I needed to take down there to the electronics recycling, and so having
Hence,
another
we're
one.
going to have another one in October.
Hence, another one in October. But I think, given the response that we had, it'll be another good reason to have it again. So, in any case, moving on in our agenda, now is the time for citizens who wish to address the commissioners on a matter not scheduled on the agenda. And do we have anyone that would like to speak during this time? Yes, please, come on up.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, everyone. My name is Jackie Clark, and I handle government relations for Wholesome in a compact region that extends from Arizona to Alabama, including Colorado, and then from New Orleans to Minneapolis, including our headquarters in Chicago. So I'm traveled here from my residence in Missouri, but this is my first time before the commission, but I am among the millions who watch online periodically. So I just want to identify myself. You don't have to look up my IP address. And I'm based in Missouri. Oh, sorry.
Just looking up your IP address.
Well, but I have to tell you, I have a connection to the county that's more than 100 years old. My paternal grandfather, well, I didn't mention my maiden name, it's McIntyre, and he and his siblings grew up in Penrose. And the story I tell, because I know it's far beyond the statute of limitations, and he is deceased.
I love it when stories are prefaced by that.
It's very safe. He was driving the school district bus before he got a license. And he dropped off all the students and then brought the bus home every night. So I just thought you guys would appreciate that. And he was a fun grandpa, and we have a lot of great memories with him. And he's in his final resting place in suburban Kansas City, which I'll be about 4 graves down from there someday. So we've had many great family vacations, and I told my niece that I was at the home of Pizza Madness, and she was very jealous. She's in college, so.
As she should have been.
Yes, she
Yes.
definitely was. So I helped with the lodging tax here last night, so I just want that on the record. But really, so my purpose here today is, before the commission, is on day 2 to welcome to our team for community relations here locally, and it's Justin Kurth, and I know he already knows you all, but he's here behind me, and we are so thrilled to have him helping to interact with any and all of you. And I'm not going to put him up to slinging tires on the 10th, but you may see
We
him
don't
there.
mind if you do.
Yeah, well, and please don't don't consider it like what's that deal where you throw the ball and you dump somebody in the dunk tank? We're not doing that, so don't look for that to be offered. And
Tire Plinko.
we're on the record, people. Millions are watching. And so Justin is going to be aided by, as you have already acknowledged him publicly here, the very capable former Senator Bob Gardner. And I've really enjoyed getting to know him and working with him. Mostly I deal with state governments, but many times I'm engaged in local government activity, and usually I'm remote, and it's sometimes hard, like for Community Advisory Committee meetings, for them to offer a Zoom option, so I just get the download before and after. So I do try to help with the agendas and things. So they're both gonna be digging in, and they have to deal with me, and you just don't want to deal with me most days because I have a lot of craziness going on around the country. And they'll help kind of inform and guide you guys. I don't know how much you know, but Wholesome, has been a Swiss-owned company for many years, and we are spinning off of the Swiss parent, and that's going to happen, I'm just going to say mid to late June, so there'll probably be some things going on around that, and we're just really glad that we're here. I love that you guys were talking about us, about the tire program, and for me, it was really special this morning with all the school kids. I'm a recovering school board member. I was elected, ran for the job even with my own money, and the best days of service were always when the kids came to the meetings, and we could honor them or listen to their skills or talents. And so this was really special here this morning. So well done, and I just think it's great. And like the kids, we want a picture too, because it doesn't happen in our company unless there's a picture. So I think we can wait till
That's
after
a
the
rule.
meeting.
I think that's a worldwide rule.
Well, and
Yeah.
you all, I was watching the day that we had the resolution presented for the 125th anniversary of the plant's operation. So, I think we're at like 127 or 128. I kind of lost track of time, but we're really pleased to be here and interact with you all. So thanks again.
It's great to have you, and if it's all right, we'll probably continue on through.
Yes,
If you're not in any hurry to get anywhere, then we'll take a picture afterwards.
We're
if
good.
that's all right.
Thank you very much. All right.
Anything from the other two?
Guys?
Just happy to be here and to see good friends again, and look forward to working with Wholesome and Jackie and Justin, and looking forward to it.
Excellent.
And I would just add that I'm, glad to just continue my, service to the community locally and throughout this region in this new capacity. And I'm going to take on the challenges ahead with Jackie and Bob and the rest of the team. So look forward to taking on those challenges with you as well.
Fantastic. And just, Jackie, just to make note of this, we're very pleased with, we know these gentlemen well, and looking forward to the interaction with them and with Wholesome on into the future. We know both of them well, and they're going to serve the company well, so, and the county.
Yeah, and I would just like to say, welcome back to the cement plant that has been an anchor of Fremont County for over 100 years. It has felt the last few years, I've been very vocal about this with people at the company. It has felt a little bit like Wholesome has been absent at the county community table. And so we're really pleased to have you, Justin and Bob and Jackie. Thank you so much for coming.
Very
and
exciting.
yeah, it is very exciting to know that you're back, you're engaging, and you're going to be actually a part of this community again, rather than just being out there in this community. So thank you all so much for that.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much.
I mentioned Bob's and our connection, of course, through the state senate and the legislature, but just a reminder for those that maybe don't remember, Bob actually represented as part of House District 21.
21.
He
Down through
represented
Penrose.
Penrose. So like, was it 5 precincts in that area?
Something like that.
Something like
My best performing precinct.
Exactly. But it was generally at least the 3 Penrose precincts, and I think there were a couple others that came encroaching over here in North Canyon. But he represented portions of Fremont County for a while.
And represented them well.
And represented them very well.
Yes.
It's an honor to have you here, sir. It's always an honor to see you. And my time with Senator Gardner, well, Representative Gardner and Senator Gardner, we were actually talking about you yesterday in one of our meetings.
Oh, wow. I have to hear about that.
We were talking about the filibuster in D.C. and Senator Gardner's particular talent for, even though we don't technically have the filibuster in Denver, his ability to filibuster. So I have nothing but good memories of Senator Gardner and our service together. So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. And my team in Denver, Garen Vorthman and Company, are going to see us either later today or tomorrow through Thursday. So
Fantastic.
we'll send them your greetings.
Will do. Thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
Okay. No old business, so moving on to new business. We have a proclamation. Item number 1, naming May 2025 as Foster Care Awareness Month. Our representatives with this are from our Department of Human Services, I believe.
Oddly enough.
Oddly enough, Molly Woolard and Stephen Bergant. If you all would come up, and whoever else wants to come up, but please come and present this proclamation. Do you all want to read it for us, or?
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Good morning.
Excellent.
Good morning. Thank you so
Good
much
morning.
for having us here. My name is Molly Willard. I am the supervisor for our kinship and foster programs at DHS, and this is Steve Bergant. He is our main caseworker for our foster families. We also have multiple team members that work with our kinship families as well. I think it's really important that we acknowledge our foster parents because they have one of the hardest jobs, in my opinion. They do it every single day, and of course, we want to support them as much as possible, but we can't be there every minute. And so I think it's really important that every May we acknowledge them and recognize all the hard work that they do for our kids and for our community. Okay. Whereas Foster Care Awareness Month is celebrated nationally each May to raise awareness regarding foster care and to encourage increased community involvement as foster families, volunteers, or mentors, and whereas there are numerous individual, nonprofit organizations, and public servants who are dedicated to raising awareness about the needs of children and youth in foster care, and whereas children are the key to Colorado's future success, prosperity, and quality of life, And whereas children have a right to thrive, learn, and grow. And whereas the Human Services Agency oversees the children and youth in foster care in Fremont County with the goal of ensuring safety, permanency, and well-being of children in Fremont County. And whereas those who have wholeheartedly committed to the welfare of the children in foster care, despite all of its legal, economic, and social challenges, continue to fight to protect the rights of children and improve their outcomes. And whereas Colorado is experiencing an acute shortage of foster families and is in need of families willing to care for teens, children with complex behavioral and mental health needs, and sibling groups. And whereas we must recognize the important role foster parents play in caring for children who have experienced abuse and neglect, supporting family reunification, and building strong communities. And whereas foster parents provide the love, safety, and stability that young children need in order to overcome past traumatic experiences in order to reach their full potential. And whereas we all play a role in ensuring Fremont County's children are healthy and safe and are able to reach their full potential. We ask that you declare May 2025 Foster Care Month in recognition of those families.
Thank you for that. And thank you, you and everybody out at DHS that, and your role in making this possible for these kids to have safe places to land. We were talking about it prior to the meeting starting about the difficult task it is to be a foster parent. And you come to think of it, we probably should be erecting statues to these folks that do this for these kids. And for you guys, for all the work you do in facilitating the placement of these kids and giving them a safe place to be. It's tough. And so, boy, it's hard to really express just how wonderful it is that we have folks that are willing to do this and folks like you that are making it possible for it to happen. Commissioner.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I think it's no secret that children really are one of our very most vulnerable populations. If we can't take care of the children in our community, who can we take care of? And that's what foster parents do every single day. One of the things I think is the most important about foster families here in Fremont County is it allows children to stay in their own community. They don't have to go to a larger town where there may be more foster families willing and ready and prepared to take care of them, but they get to stay here. They can still see family. They can still go to their school. They can still see their same friends. And it provides a great amount of stability for those kids. And children like that, I think, who are in transition need that stability more than they need almost anything. And so the fact that you have dedicated your entire life to this career and to saying, we see you, we know that you need a family to count on right now, to depend on and to take care of you, that says everything. And so I just want to say thank you not only to the two of you, but for your entire team. Thank you all so much for being here today, for all the supervisors, for everyone who does work in this, but especially thank you to our foster families. I also would like to ask quickly if there's anyone listening who has any interest whatsoever in becoming a foster parent or a foster family, who do they contact and how do they do that?
So they can go online, so at the Fremont County website. Also, they can just contact DHS. I mean, the front desk will make sure to put you through to us. Any one of us can really take that call. I don't want to put it on just one of us because, I mean, our schedules can get a little hectic sometimes. But we are happy to have that discussion and talk about what foster care means if they're wanting to open that discussion. I'm really hoping that we can do more recruitment in our community soon. I'm not sure what that looks like yet, but we're really excited. We have a lot more kinship foster families right now. And of course, we always want kids to be able to be with relatives if possible. But for those kids that don't have those same supports, that can't be with kin, it's really, really important that we have more of those foster parents that don't know these children and are just willing to step up and help. So thank you so much for bringing that up because it really is important and we could definitely use more families.
So go online, fremontcountyco.gov.
Or give us a call.
Or the telephone number is?
719-276-2318 is the normal one? 275-2318.
275-2318. Okay, thank you both so much. All right, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I am prepared with a motion.
Please. Wait, I make sure, Steve looked like he was just itching to say something.
You might tell him to stay up here because we have this. All right. Yeah, Mr. Chair, with that, I do move to proclaim the month of May 2025 as Foster Care Awareness Month here in Fremont County.
And I second. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Well, thank you again for being here for that, and
Do you want to do a picture?
it's always a good reminder. Yeah, I think we will do a picture on this. Maybe we'll just take care of both pictures while we're down there. Okay. But if you all would come on back up, we're going to get a picture with you.
Mr. Foster.
Come on, Tanya. Get up here.
Thank you all.
Are we going to get a picture too?
Yeah, let's go ahead and have this. Don't be so shy.
Come on, Bob. Get up here. This has been a busy, busy meeting without a whole lot of
Without a whole lot of business, it's busy. Busy business.
busy. Okay.
All right. Now on to the ever-patient ones. Next item on our agenda, the award bid for aggregate materials for Fremont County Department of Transportation. Representative here, our director, Mike Witt.
And our office manager.
And Annette.
And Annette.
Rick Pugh. Yes.
Hopefully, third meeting's the last meeting this year. We've extended it a couple times. So we got a good bid in for aggregate this year. Fremont County Department of Transportation recommends the award of the bid as follows. 3/4 inch aggregate rock, $20 a ton from Wholesome in Canyon City for the chip seals. And 1/2 inch aggregate chip seal rock for $23.50 a ton from Wholesome here in Canyon City for chip seals. And we will pick up the aggregate at the quarry.
Okay. Seems pretty straightforward.
Just as a bit of history, this is the one that we rebid, correct?
This is the one we rebid?
And that's
Yeah.
why we're doing that today, and we did
Yes,
not
ma'am.
do it with the others a few weeks ago.
We did,
So
and it was approximately 28% savings, so
we appreciate that
it
opportunity.
was very good. They came in good, so we're happy with that.
So thank you to the department for being willing to go back through that process again, to be able to save the county and the taxpayers so much money, because this is a significant part of your budget.
Pretty big one, yep,
Yeah, okay.
And it also includes the work on Pathfinder.
absolutely.
Oh, that's a huge project.
Oh.
Yeah, so,
Good.
all right.
Now, this is good news, so thank you all for your work on that, getting that taken care of. Commissioner,
Yes, Mr. Chair, I have a motion.
please.
I move to award the bid for aggregate materials for the Fremont County Department of Transportation as follows. 3/4 inch aggregate chip rock at $20 a ton to Wholesome of Canyon City, and 1/2 aggregate chip rock for $23.50 a ton to Wholesome of Canyon City. And Fremont County crews will pick up the aggregate at the quarry.
Okay. Anything else?
That is it.
Second. Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Motion is approved.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks for
Thank you
coming
for your time.
and being so patient.
And just to kind of note the comments earlier during Mr. Sutton's report and talking about our department heads and our other elected officials. This is just an example of the hard work that is being done countywide to save our citizens' dollars.
Excellent point, yes.
Taxpayer dollars. So thank you, Mike. Thank you, Annette. Finally. Waiting so patiently. Next item on the agenda, the request for the issuance of a malt, Venice, and spirituous and fermented malt beverage special events permit for the Royal Gorge Chamber Alliance for an event at venue at Oak Creek, 800 North Fraser Avenue, Florence, Colorado, on the following date, May 8th, from 4 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. in 2025. And here's a representative from Royal Gorge Chamber Alliance, Ms. Emmy Dennehy.
Good morning, Emmy.
Good morning.
So, please tell us what you got going on.
It is business after hours once again. We're going to get together, but it's exciting because it's our first chance as the chamber to hold an event at this new venue, which is beautiful. I got a chance to walk through, so excited to be able to showcase it to the business community, to let them know that there's another available space to rent to have a shindig. They have a beautiful grass area, indoor, outdoor, so this should be fun.
Okay, fantastic. Any questions for her?
Of course I have a question for her. Emmy, you know the question is coming. Can you talk a little bit about training of the servers and how they will ensure that no one underage will be drinking?
Nobody underage will be drinking, yes. Those that look underage, they will ID, but usually this is not attended by minors. All of our volunteers who do serve have gone through the alcohol class, so we cover our grounds.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Next, we turn to our staff for the staff report on this, and we turn to Ms. Maya Holscher.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't know.
The application was turned in on March 21st for an event on May 8th, which was a few days past the 45-day requirement, but still before the mandatory 30 days. All required documents were provided, and the public health and sheriff reports came back recommending approval. The county attorney reviewed the application. He also recommended approval. The proof of posting was provided 11 days before the meeting. All things considered, the clerk's office recommends approval.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Seeing none.
I think I do not.
Then there's only one thing left to do.
May I offer a motion?
Sure.
This ain't your first rodeo. We actually see the Royal Gorge Chamber Alliance in front of us quite often for alcohol licenses, and I don't think we've ever had a problem with anything that they've ever done. So first, just let me say thank you for that. We don't have a lot of issues with the permits that we do send forth into our community, but we appreciate you taking the time to make sure that everything's always the way everything needs to be. So with that, Mr. Chair, I move to approve this malt, Venice, and spirituous and fermented malt beverage special events permit for the Royal Gorge Chamber Alliance for the event at the venue at Oak Creek, 800 North Fraser Avenue in Florence, Colorado on May 8th, beginning at 4 p.m. and ending at 8:30 p.m.
Okay, and I will second that. And just to follow up on those comments about the chamber, of course, always being a good actor when it comes to these licenses, and you know, actually trying to think of any actually really bad actors in the 4.5
Yeah, we
years
really
I've been
don't
here.
have a lot of issues, but I think the more experience they have, maybe the better they get at it. And so,
Certainly the
yeah.
smoother it is for them, and making sure that everything is done according to Hoyle.
Yes.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Last but not least, we have the reappointment of Wiley Henley to the Fremont County 4-H Sales Committee with the term expiring December 31, 2027.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I understand that Mr. Henley has been a member of this board and has been serving in great capacity. So I move to reappoint Wiley Henley to the Fremont County 4-H Sales Committee with the term that will expire on December 31st of 2027.
Second, further discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Was there something else that I missed that you needed to?
I forgot, we are having a meet and greet at the Chamber of Commerce at the new location at 816 Royal Gorge Boulevard. We are in need of volunteers for our visitor center. That
yes.
is still being put together, but we can see a light at the end of the tunnel.
What is the date and time for the meet and greet?
And it's actually tonight,
Tonight.
4 to 6.
Well, there are millions of people watching.
I know.
So,
this opportunity, we are looking for volunteers.
okay,
to work our
well,
visitor
you're definitely
center.
going to need volunteers with the millions of people that will
Yes, that are
potentially be
gonna-
showing up.
Yes.
So, tonight at
4 o'clock,
4 o'clock,
4 to 6. It's
To
just
midnight?
a meet and greet till
Oh,
midnight.
4 to
yeah.
6.
4 to 6.
Okay.
And
a
the
meet and
address,
greet.
the address for those who may not know,
816 Royal Gorge Boulevard. So we would love to,
the old depot building.
the old depot building, yes.
That beautiful building.
So it's
All
a
right.
meet and greet, just kind of see what we need help with and look for assistance with to run our beautiful visitor center.
Fantastic.
All righty,
Thank you for letting us know.
Yes.
All right.
And with that, there being no further business before this board, we are adjourned.